Warning, this video can be considered proceed at your own discretion. Good morning, everyone. Or good evening, wherever the fuck. Today I wanted to get something off my chest. Because this is a rant I've wanted to do for a long while now, and it's something that has been annoying me for, years. With the recent announcement of Black Ops 6, many Cold War mechanics will be introduced into the game, and there are rumors of a classic mode coming as well. I don't have a problem with the Cold War mechanics, and I think they can be done well, including the loadout system and everything else that's implemented. Hell, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the armor system, I can bite through the bullet and accept it, along with the many other changes Cold War have made from the classic version of zombies. I think I can warm up to and love the Cold War system for what it does. I like the design philosophy of having every weapon be overpowered once you place enough resources into it. Even if it's arcadey and I much prefer the survival horror approach classic zombies took, this approach isn't too bad and I can stand by it and play it. However, there's a change they made I really hate. I feel like it's one of the most unnecessary and one of the biggest missed opportunities zombies has ever had. Dare I say it, it's a change that I feel harms the system and what it attempts to do. I'm of course talking about the point system from Cold War, because it's fucking terrible. The way the point system works is simple. All you have to do is kill zombies and that's it. You can pump hundreds of rounds into a zombie, but it'll just only give you a couple points if you kill it. Headshots increase the points you get, and knifing also increases your points per kill. If you're wondering why it was changed, Cherek's design director revealed in a tweet back in 2022, they felt the system punished people for trying to kill zombies fast and decided to rethink the system entirely. Some people have misread it to assume it was just because of a public match lobby, but that's not the case. I understand the sentiment of the change, and I can understand and agree that it was a change with its heart in the right place. However, I'm just gonna rip this fucking band-aid off and say that this new system doesn't work as well as you want, and your brother suffers from a massive case of skill issue. Anyway, the biggest reason why I don't like this system is that it doesn't work well with the loadout system of Cold War. Shotguns and tactical rifles are what become the priority because they can pretty much kill zombies in one or a couple shots. It makes SMGs and pistols pointless to get, and when you want to implement a system that tries to make every gun as overpowered as you can, why make weapons that are already strong, stronger, and weapons that are already weak, pointless? Why not make weapons that aren't going to stand much of a chance more opportunities to shine over the obvious overpowered weapons? I'm not asking for ballistic knives to act like dual-wielded thunder guns. What I'm asking for is SMGs and other weapons to be given a chance for a spotlight alongside the stronger guns. I mean, simply put, why the fuck would I bother getting a bum-ass SMG when a shotgun does pretty much everything an SMG can do and much better? The same can apply to assault rifles, pistols, and LMGs. If the original system punished you for playing the game, this new system punished you for making a choice the game encouraged you to make. If the whole point is you get to pick a weapon and have fun with it, why am I being punished for doing what the game wants me to do? It's just confusing to me, not only because of that, but also because I rarely see people talk about what I'm gonna mention. In my opinion, the loadout system would actually work almost perfectly with the classic point system. I'm going to quickly state I'm not a game designer, and obviously, I'm sure there are a lot of things being considered into this decision that I don't know about. Maybe there's a defense or a point I can't think of that defends the Cold War system and relinquishes it of all my critiques. Or maybe I'm not realizing something pretty obvious. But if I were given full creative control over the point system, this is how I'd envision and want it to work. For the people who aren't familiar with the classic point system, every time you hit a zombie, you get 10 points. Once you kill it, you get the rest of the points. Melee gets you more points alongside headshots. Implementing that immediately makes SMGs and pistols great weapons to choose from your loadout, because right from the get-go, you have tools that can get you as many points as you want. While they'll struggle in the later rounds, they can help you get through those setup as fast as possible. However, shotguns and much more powerful weapons will be weak in the early setup because they don't get as many points as SMGs, but you can balance this really easily. Simply put, have it so every time you kill a zombie with a really strong weapon, like a shotgun, a sniper, or a launcher, you get extra scrap. I know this might not sound like much at first, but this makes shotguns pretty much equal to other weapons because while you're not getting as many points, you can get armor much more quicker, upgrade your weapon tiers much faster, and if you're doing well, you might get Gershes, self-revives, and other equipment much faster. This can make more powerful weapons good choices for boss fights and Easter egg runs because of how fast you can upgrade them and the amount of damage they can output. I mean, hell, if push comes to shove, with 4 players, you can balance the team between point weapons and scrap weapons. You can also also combo point weapons with scrap weapons, encouraging you to use the box or wall weapons. For ARs and LMGs, they can go somewhere in the middle, and melees come with the obvious risk of dying quickly but can get you many points. We can even toss in the scrap mechanic if we want to. But if we want to truly balance the system and make all weapons truly quote-unquote overpowered, we only have to look at the machine that lets you accomplish this. While weapon rarities are important, and you have to max it out as high as possible, Pack-a-Punch will balance this hypothetical system, and the way we can do it is by weapon exclusive upgrades. Remember in Black Ops 1, whenever you upgraded something, you might get an extra attachment placed onto it, or something specific that would enhance the weapon, like Mustang and Sally for example. By upgrading the starter weapon, you get 2 pistols that deal high explosive damage, and damage most zombies even in the high rounds. Nowadays, Cold War and BO3 sort of have that with AATs, which would make most weapons stand up really well in the high rounds, but imagine if you could be given a choice to place on weapon enhancement that made your weapons much better and were optional. For example, one enhancement can make SMGs fire quicker, like that one weapon mod from BO4. Maybe we can even do something cooler and combine it with AATs, where you can fire electric rounds, explosives, or ice rounds that all have their own effect. Snipers can have a penetration mod. Maybe you can attach grenade launchers onto ARs and that can fire rounds that have their AAT effect, incendiary rounds onto shotguns, and so on. There's a lot of things you can do here, and the sky is the limit. What disappoints me is that I came up with all these ideas on the spot. Imagine what Treyarch can do if they all sit together and brainstorm ideas. I truly think Treyarch needed to get out of their comfort zone with the Cold War system and think outside the box. I'm hoping we see this in Black Ops 6, but probably not. Even then, I encourage people to discuss this topic, and I want to hear other people's perspectives. Because of how diverse this topic is, I don't know every answer or every solution that'll make zombies better. I just want to present this idea and see if other people can build on it or improve it. I know some people prefer to go back to classic zombies, BO4, or stick with Cold War, but I wanted to see if I could try and fix something I don't like about the current system. I really just want to see this mode succeed, and I hope the game mode stands against the test of time. I'm very much coming from a place of love for this series because if it isn't obvious enough, despite my difficulties with my real life situation, I'm placing as much passion and love I have into these videos as I felt from this series. Because believe me, I don't get paid for any of this. I don't get any exposure, I don't benefit in a lot of ways by making these videos. I'm willing to do it for how much I love zombies and for getting my voice out there. Expect a little bit more of these types of videos because believe me, there's a lot more things I want to rant about. But for today, that's all I have to say. Thank you for giving me your time, and feel free to share what you think.